Thank you, Claire. The American Red Cross is also preparing for the winter storm. This evening, I'm joined by Beth Sweeney, Executive Director with the American Red Cross of Southwest Indiana. And Beth, it seems like you all have a busy few days ahead of you.
Yes, we certainly do. We are working really closely with emergency management officials, keeping ahead of the storm, keeping an eye on it, just seeing what we can expect. We're also working with our community shelter partners to make sure that those designated shelter locations that we have in place are ready to go. We have a team of volunteers across the Southwest chapter who are ready to provide mass care. That's working in shelters, providing feeding, should those needs arise. It is a collaborative effort, and we are staying on top of it, of course, with the ultimate goal of keeping our community safe.
And we definitely appreciate what you all do. So let's start by discussing what the American Red Cross actually does, because it's a lot more than just blood drives and volunteering.
Sure. Well, a lot of people know Red Cross for home fires and other disasters that we respond to when someone is displaced due to a home fire or a storm. Most of the time, it's things that we see in the summertime with tornadoes or other severe weather events, but also with icy conditions and potential snow and other things that could contribute to problems on our roads, possibly shutting down interstates or leaving people, stranded without power, those types of things. So Red Cross is ready to respond should we get the call. So we work really closely making sure we're keeping in contact with EMA directors, that we're talking about what everybody's seeing on the roads, what kinds of needs are arising in the communities, keeping in close contact with utility officials as well, because our goal and our mission is to alleviate human suffering in the face of emergency. So we're standing by ready to do that should it be needed.
And when did those preparations start for you all?
Well, as soon as we started seeing those storm predictions come in, so we've been talking about this for a week or two, just about our game plan, how things are looking. I just had a call this afternoon at 2 o'clock with the entire Indiana region. We've been in on some of the emergency operations center conversations as well, just making sure that we are there and we are alongside to support. Should Red Cross services like mass care, like shelters, like supporting warming centers, if we have the capacity to do so, what that looks like going forward. But right now, we're just kind of waiting to see when that storm hits, but we are prepared with those volunteers and those shelter partners.
And what are your biggest needs at the moment when it comes to supplies?
I would say the biggest need, it's actually not a supply. It is 90% of our workforce, and that is volunteers, people who have the heart and compassion to want to be involved and be engaged in their community. This is a great way to do that. We would love to have more volunteers that are willing to raise their hands should shelters need to be opened to be able to come and work a shift at a shelter. You're going to be working directly with our clients, our people that are impacted, to be able to provide feeding or spiritual care services or health services in the community. Those are really the biggest needs that we have right now as we're going into this storm. Of course, we have volunteers ready to go, but we can always use more to meet those needs.
And last question, how do they get in contact with you if they have the need to volunteer?
Sure, they can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Very easy. Let us know what you're interested in, and we'll be sure to connect you. We also want to make sure that you are staying weather aware and that people are staying safe at home. You can also download the Red Cross Emergency app. That will give you up-to-date weather information, and it will also tell you where shelters are located should shelters be open. So some really helpful information there. Just go to your app store and search for Red Cross Emergency.
Absolutely. Well, Beth Sweeney with the American Red Cross of Southwest Indiana, thank you so much for your time and stay safe this weekend.
Thanks so much.